Welcome to this week's edition of the OCU Athletics Update. I'm Andrew Himes, and this week we're talking to Superstar Athlete of the Week, Clark Collier, and baseball coach, Denney Crabaugh.
A little bit of a different look here on the OCU Athletics Update, where we're talking to Superstar Athlete of the Week, Clark Collier. He just picked up the Sooner Athletic Conference individual title on April 24th in Lubbock, Texas, and your team picked up the victory by 29 strokes. How does that kind of a role take place?
Well, you know, it starts with Coach Blazer. He's been emphasizing all season our course management and how we handle ourselves on the course, and we've learned throughout the season, you know, about our games and how to improve and how to manage ourselves better, and it all just came together at conference. I've talked to the guys, I talked to Coach. You know, every week it seems like we have one guy play good, two guys play good, and then the rest of us just kind of coast and support. And we've always said, well, imagine if we had, you know, three guys play good. And at conference we had all five. All five guys played great, and when you have that kind of formula, it equals a pretty amazing outcome, and that's what we had.
OCU's won 15 of the last 16 conference championships. What kind of emphasis do you guys place on the league title?
You know, it's a championship, so all season long, it's all practice towards the two at the end. You got conference and nationals, and we've had guys who, when we're put in the pressure cooker, and it comes down to the wire at tournaments, we've kind of had this theme of stepping up and you know, fighting to the very end. And I think we just kind of played like that with that sense of urgency the whole tournament. Like, this is the end of the year. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it now. And you know, we came together as a team. It was pretty cool.
So what is the team's outlook as you head into the NAIA Championships on May 22nd through 25th out in Salem, Oregon?
We're confident. But that being said, you know, we've been there, and you know, it's dangerous to go in with overconfidence, but it's definitely it's nice to go in with a little chip on our shoulder that says, you know, we're playing good right now, but we're gonna keep practicing and know that we still have room to improve, and you know, we're confident in each other. It's great knowing that I've got guys on the team, Taylor, Elliott, the seniors, that have really stepped up this season. I'm so proud of Taylor for coming together and really playing consistently this year. Elliott's stepped up at the end of the year, which is awesome. And then James and Michael are just so, you know, consistent throughout the year. You can really rely on them. So it's comfortable. It's comforting knowing that when I'm playing, I've got four guys that aren't going to quit. And so, you know, I think that's what really brings us together, and that's what's going to build our confidence for this for the national championship this year.
What would you say is the go-to club for you?
The go-to club, it probably changes for each tournament. Yeah, some tournaments I'm hitting the ball really great off the tee. Some tournaments I'm chipping and putting well. I would love to say that my putter is the go-to club every time, because that's going to usually give you the best result, but it probably varies for each tournament.
Tell us a little bit about your dad's involvement in the Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon.
He is the race director and one of the co-founders, him and a good friend of his, Thomas Hill. They were running training buddies for marathons back for a long time, but back in 2000 they were training for a marathon, and they just had this great idea, you know, Oklahoma City needs a marathon. And they said, well, what greater cause or what greater reason to have a marathon than in memory of the bombing. And so they just happened to be two guys that said, that's not only a good idea, but we're going to do it. And they've put it together, and he's been involved in it ever since. And it's a great organization, and it's pretty cool that my dad's a part of it. So,
can you share something about yourself that people may not necessarily know?
My favorite food is sushi. It's probably something that, I don't know.
All right, we've been talking to Superstar Athlete of the Week, Clark Collier. Stars in action in the NAIA National Tournament, Salem, Oregon, May 22nd through 25th.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. the desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at NAIA.org.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we've got Stars baseball coach Denney Crabaugh. OCU will host the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament and the opening round of the NAIA National Tournament at Jim Wade Stadium. And, Coach, how is the team shaping up heading into the postseason?
I think we're in good shape. We're as healthy as we've been all year, and I think this last couple of weeks going out and beating Lubbock 2 out of 3 out of there, and then hammering Wayland at our place this weekend got us in a good frame of mind. And I think it's one thing that we've been pointing to the whole time is these playoffs, and I really feel good about where we're at.
What are the keys to success in the postseason for your team?
Well, I think a lot of it is just come prepared and a lot of confidence knowing that we've been there before, and it's not a whole lot different than the regular season, and just go out there and play up to your abilities. We don't have to play better than we're capable of playing. We just have to play like we're capable of playing. So I think that, and being able to sit there knowing the traditions of the program always helps. When you got guys walking around the practices here and there that wearing rings and talking about championship stuff, it helps.
Chad Carmen this past weekend was named Jim Wade Award for Male Athlete of the Year for the second straight year. What does that say about him?
I think that shows what kind of a quality young man he is, and we've been very fortunate to have it in his program. I mean, he's the consummate OCU baseball player, student / athlete. He would be the model. I'd love to have 20 of those guys, merit scholars, and a guy that knows how to act on the field, off the field, and I think it really says a lot about him to sit there and win it once, but to turn around and win it again, especially when our next guest was a big part of that, I believe. But it shows quality and character, and we're going to miss that.
You'd mentioned that series against Lubbock. First time you'd won a season series down there since 2004. What did winning that series do for your team's confidence?
Well, I think it really got us going. I mean, knowing that we hadn't won down there in a while, it maybe felt better for me and Keith, more so team. But when you sit there and go down there and play, knowing how tough it is down there to play, and go out there and win games like we did and win the series, and especially for all practical purposes, we cinched the regular season championship out there, made it even more sweet. But I think that really gave us the jump start into the playoffs.
You're going to host the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament, and once again, you're going to host an NAIA opening round at Jim Wade Stadium. What's the importance of being able to play at home in those two tournaments?
Well, it's so important because if you're familiar with the surroundings, and especially in front of our own fans, and those guys, people have supported us all year, and to come in there and play on our own field, and people know how tough it is to come in there and play against us on our own field. Our records over the year, I think, has been pretty dang good over playing at home. So it's important that we're playing at home because it says, one, that we've had a good year and we've done well. And statistically speaking, it makes our chances, especially in the opening round, if we're to be the #1 seed, and it makes it better, our chances to go to Lewiston and go compete for national championship, which is what these guys from day one we've been talking about.
What has shaped your coaching philosophy over the years?
Several different things. I mean, obviously coaches that I've played for and against, all the way up through from junior high, high school, college. My father, who's a Hall of Fame baseball coach in Oklahoma, the coaches in college, Gary Ward, Doc Parham, guys I've been with, coaches I've coached with, and people I've been around in the game of baseball, just picking up bits and tidbits, a little bit here and there from philosophies from other people, and try to develop it into your own. But it hasn't been just one thing, it's been a combination of things, and we're still learning over there because every year we don't do everything the same way all the time. Sometimes there's some other things come in that we want to try to implement into our program and see where it goes. And fortunately for us, it's been working over the years.
All right, that's baseball coach Denney Crabaugh. Stars hosts the Sooner Athletic Conference Tournament May 2nd through the 5th at Jim Wade Stadium. Turnaround May 10th through the 14th with the NAIA Opening Round Tournament.
That's it for this week's edition of the OCU Athletics Update. Check back every week for all the latest in OCU sports.